got my popcorn. You better go get your popcorn ready for this. Peace and greetings to all. Give honor to Source, the Most High, high power, to the ancestors known and unknown. Oh man. It's like I feel this fire brewing within me. Popcorn's so good, by the way. If you gotta make some, I suggest you make some. Come back. I don't know what the duration. Doesn't matter what this video gonna be, but playtime is over. I'm not gonna say this on all levels, because for those that are aware or on this level, speaking to this level, because to some other people it can sound like codes, and to those that aren't aware, it's not about convincing them. But playtime is over. So I'm gonna deliver this message because a lot of you need to know this. And this is for those that are upon your spiritual journey. Y'all gotta know that a lot of people work on different realms. So when we're talking about lower entities, lower level, spirits, whatever you want to call them, possessions, demon, whatever you want to call them, a lot of stuff that is so misinterpreted. There's a misconception around a lot of things, but I'm not going to get that deep in it. All I'm going to speak about is that a lot of people here and people that are coming to their awareness on a deeper and higher level, it's that people are going to realize why it was so, the focus was so keeping humanity and or people who are of a certain species, bloodline, whether that be royally, shamanism or sorcery, whatever you want to call it, in connections to you awakening and coming online in your DNA and consciously for the bigger picture that has to happen. A lot of you, your spiritual gifts will heighten. And in that happening, let me say this shit right here, because I'm telling you, I'm so fucking fed up with a lot of people, yo. I'm so tired of y'all trying to play in people's energy as well as mine. So I'm going to be the first to say that not only divine justice at hand, but karmic justice. It's like, I don't know what type of envy, jealousy, whatever it is that people are holding on to, or whatever you have come succumb by, whatever entity, or whatever it is, y'all have fucking found out who y'all dealing with. And this ain't for the people. Again, this is levels to this, awareness, consciously about, if it ain't for you, just don't even bother coming into the video. Don't even waste your energy thinking that whatever you're going to project, I'm going to transmute it, alchemize it. Simple as that. This is for those that are coming online and at a higher level and going to come into the awareness why you are so powerful. And some of you and some of us are so powerful, don't mean in the sense of being inferior to anyone else. It's what you're coming to do with your power. This is why a lot of us have had so many traumatic experiences or so many things in our bloodlines, in our generations, that only we were given the tools to choose to face the shadows. And some of these folks are just choosing to stay in the dark. And right now, it's like a split. It's like a decaying, a death in the spiritual sense, or like literally there. Man, I'm telling you, I had so much fire a minute ago. I gotta do it. Some of y'all not realizing that, because I'm gonna call it all across the board. You tarot readers, a lot of you, there's karmic justice coming to you and your lineage. that's mothers of women, men, it doesn't matter. Because the higher ups is tired of y'all shit too. A lot of this stuff that y'all, like, people have taken on and just assume that this shit is not falling, you'd be surprised. Behind the scenes, it has already crumbled to its last little piece of, like, sand. And y'all keep thinking y'all can play in people's energy, show up in their visions, and there's not going to be consequences or judgment called for what you're doing. See, a lot of you didn't realize that a lot of you are coming online to be a divine channel, a channel directly from source, the divine to connect to source. It's like a tree. You're a vine connected to the source, the tree of life, some may call it. So on a spiritual aspect, a lot of us know the importance of, it's not about the good or bad or what people on the surface level used to be so caught up in, the good and evil aspect. I'm not going to dive into that, because we all have had our hand through our stones, but a lot of us are here through all the manipulation, the spells, the magic, all of that. A lot of us were attacked and by some people that was just as powerful in the dark as we are just as powerful in the light. That makes a lot of sense, right? So that's a part of a lot of us and your initiation. You knowing who specifically are a part of what orders, who specifically are a part of this, who are connected to these things. The truths have sprung from the earth. I don't know exactly what biblical verse that is, but a lot of these things correspond or connected in a lot of ways. A lot of things are connected. The biggest illusion is separation. But the higher ups, some may call it the Galactic Federation. Some may call it, in reference to Source, the Most High God. Y'all forget about the fucking wrath. The wrath that comes upon people who haven't been obedient or in alignment per se, and think that there's not going to be a cleansing. If you have walked the path of unrighteousness, you have the free will or have the choice this lifetime to walk upright and to walk in righteousness. But for those of you that have been trying their best and you know who you are, we are well aware that people watch us. And that's those of you that have come here and know that what you're doing. What is it? Psalms, is it 105? I just looked this up, but a lot of things come to me, but you can look it up, and it says, touch not the anointed, or touch not mine anointed. Do my prophets no harm. And the thing was so vital to that, it's not so much about proclaiming, it's so much of learning and really walking in righteousness. And that's not meaning where you see these pastors or these so-called leaders or whomever they claim to be, who are not actually giving and serving the people and or certain people, what it is to walk into alignment and or righteousness. So what do you think is going to be brought upon them? Divine justice and karmic justice. I literally just made a post in the community center. Popcorn break. Get your popcorn. It's warm too. I got it. It's how I feel right now. So y'all don't fucked around and found out. A lot of you that's on this awakening path, you're going to realize like why you are so much heavily attacked. For you to be initiated. Like I said before, I don't know if I said this, but in a previous video, a lot of you energetically depending on what what's the word, pantheon, or a lot of your ancestors are connected to certain pantheons. A lot of things that are returning is going to have to do with the original, which was already here, spiritual practices or ancient spiritual practices. You okay, baby? And a lot of this is being restored, and a lot of us, like, as much as you think you're being attacked, it's for your greatest good and for the greater good of humanity. They don't want you to talk. Nothing can stop it. But a lot of energies are coming in heavily because there's a lot of karmic justice upon America, the lands, the greed, the selfishness. Once you come into the awakening of a lot of things, there's no fear no more. There may be doubt or a lot of things come up around that. You know, a little push-pull here of, you know, what makes sense, what resonates. But a lot of which, again, you very much know who you are. Especially those that, again, the way the energy is being right now, there's a lot of people throwing magic, or those that are aware of this, like trying their best to do a lot of things. And in reality, their time is up, whether they know it or not. Some may still do it until they leave, but they're going to take themselves out doing it. It's just as simple as that. I myself, from my own experience, I express to my partner, because the ones that act as if they don't know what's going on, sometimes the one that's be right in your face, depending on who it is, you know, in your family, communities, it's going to be made very apparent what has been done to humanity real soon. It already has. It's going to be very exposed. Who's been behind the scenes, pulling the strings. A lot of things is going to be revealed. A lot of us are already prepared or already aware. But I tell you one thing. They've tried everything. Because they playing with fire. Then they get burned and they try to run to you as if some of them already knew who you were. Let me make that very clear. A lot of them already knew who you were in the spirit. This is why a lot of things are being balanced out right now, because, again, you had a place or humanity of people that have been so focused on external or the mundane, and not really, as they say, due to the spell that they've been under or illusion, have had no connection to the divine or spirit aspect of things. So, or consciously aware. So, man, okay. So, a lot of you that are creating and are a part of this new world. And when we say new world, or when you hear that term new world order, if things have not been in order, or there's a disorder or balance, then the old world, the old narrative, which we already know, is falling away. How do you create something new? The old must be dismantled and destroyed. So for those who are trying to hold on to it, dabble in your little stuff, do whatever you're going to do, they going out with the old shit too. Out with the old, in with the new. The trumpet has been sound. You'd be surprised with certain people that came along and have already forewarned us. Ancestors, certain people that have been forewarned these moments. There is famine coming. There's natural disasters coming. And what people don't realize, a lot of us, those who have come into your awakening, what a lot of you probably are fighting with right now, and or will, or already have, is letting go of your old family. You okay? Because it doesn't make sense, because a lot of us are in that place like, who do we trust? What do we do? And when you're trying to elevate higher, this could be that left behind ordeal. Like, people don't know what it is to let go because of so much that they have attached to. And a lot of this had to do with their chakras, or a lot of it had to do with survival. They've been in their lower nature so long. And like I said, I'm not here to push fear or anything. It's what has been shown to me, as well as others that can relate. Now, whether that be on certain lands, which I know is going to happen in a lot of these countries, which is already happening, they're just not broadcasting it. That's why they say the revolution won't be televised. So, yeah, people know exactly who they are. I don't got to call no names. Just know I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you've done. Y'all be playing with people, don't even know what type of spiritual ranking they have. No, what type. And people were hoping, and certain beings or things that was hoping that you did not come into your awareness. Like I said, it's not supposed to make sense to what y'all call family. Most of them won't even survive. They're not meant to go where you're going. You telling me if you're supposed to build and create a new legacy that's harmonious and balanced and peaceful, how that is restored is not through the same dysfunction that your lineage was already going through. That's why a lot of you are going to relocate. That's why a lot of people want to create doubt. Certain things want to come and want you to question what you're doing. There's no turning back at this point. It's divinely orchestrated. It's in the higher up's hand right now. The Divine Mother and Father, especially the Divine Mother. She's not fucking playing with y'all, man. Those of you don't know, she's not playing with you pastors, you orders. She's not playing with a lot of y'all. There's the energy coming here and it's already returned. Ain't no more hiding. Of course, you're going to have people try to run back. Because sometimes this can be, and this is where your spiritual gifts will heighten, your spirit of discernment that you always have, or your intuition. And people know what they've done. They know what they agreed to. I said in a post that a lot of them this lifetime could have chose to be your allies. They could have chose to amend things with you, heal things together. It's not about no intimacy on that level, nothing sexually, but that's what some of them could have wanted, because they could have been jealous or envious of what you're coming here to create, what they know that you're going to inherit, what they went to readers or practitioners already who foretold them or tried to get in, learn more about your Akashic records. Makes me think about somebody that I know, a lot of them. It's like people were already, I'm telling you, reflect right now and realize how many people were already telling you who you were. I reflect on that. And a lot of clarity you don't get until you're not around them, because you don't realize how many people have been casting illusions, casting spells, doing magic, going to this person, doing this, tampering with your food, anything for how long? Since you were young, it can go on and on. I'm talking about it get as deep as your mother, father, anybody that has been so close to you. And in the process of them not trying to teach you your value, they curse themselves. Yes. Y'all better read some of them biblical scriptures and stories. Some people don't know how to move forward. They want to turn back and help everybody else. Sometimes that boat is not meant to help everybody. I don't know who that's for. Sometimes that boat can't carry everybody. That does not mean you can't go where you're going and return to help people, if that is your calling and your purpose. But a lot of people, a lot of these nations are about to go through some tremendous judgment. Yes, they are. They could have helped, and they know they could have. Instead, they wanted to hide their hands. They wanted to, basically they lived in fear of what could happen, or simply because they knew that was going to be, which is already happening, a change in position. And some people weren't willing to give up their status. This goes all across the board, by the way. I'm talking about from the lowest, or from the dynamics of family, whether they were paid, or whether they were threatened by certain things, given whatever to keep quiet. I had a vision the night before, and I was telling someone, well, myself really in a way, but there was this vision, and this is what had me came back around. I was in just furious, and I had to deliver this message to y'all. There was this message of how right now you got some people. There's somebody, I would say 1 or 2 people that knows something to the depths about not only who you are, but what you come here to do, and or they were teaming up with someone or in a group or something, and somehow they have some type of compassion, or they want to come and tell you the truth. Now, I feel like it's too late for a lot of people, because you're talking about something that's probably been ongoing for so long. But I know in the vision, one person was threatening the other person not to do it, but the other person was fearless. They was like, so what? So there's a lot of nervousness, or what's that word? Fear around a lot of people right now that a lot of stuff is going to be exposed, and what it will basically, what's probably going to be shared or what's going to be done by certain people is a part of divine order, but it will give you the confirmation and clarity on why it is you need to move forward and or make the conscious, intentional decisions that you need to make. Whether that's individually or with whomever you with. A lot of us have been isolated and more so in hermit mode for a reason, because I've been picking up on, in the collective, a lot of paranormal. What is it? Paranormal? No, not paranormal. Paranoid. Or a lot of things dealing with having to be cautious and be aware of your surroundings, man. Because people are well aware of what you're coming into. So you got to think about how the old world worked. You think they want the new people who are the last shall be first to come in position? No, they're going to fight and do everything to keep people from knowing who they are and what they're here to do. That goes down from the family, whatever it is, all the way up. People not doing everything desperately for people not to become aware of their power. That's why a lot of you have naturally been so empathic or powerful, and you have came in contact with some of the most beings that operate in the dark and choose to use their gifts or abilities to try to keep you in the dark. And sometimes they know exactly what they're doing. Unconsciously, sometimes they don't know. But a lot of them are very much aware. That's why people aren't exempt from karma. They aren't exempt from what they have brought upon themselves, yo. And it's not that you don't, like, I was like, man, I want to have compassion. And it's okay to still have compassion, but at the same moment, it's like, man, I've seen, a lot of you know this, I've seen in visions what people have tried to do, not only to me, but what they have tried to do towards the Trinity that I, co-created, or with people have come against them not knowing. When they come against you out of their own ignorance and pride, they're coming against themselves. When you could sit here and make amends or talk things out, I mean, just the simplest things. But a lot of these people chose, they chose a side, or they chose to stay in the dark. They chose their pride and ego. They chose revenge, or they chose to do, to stick to their old ways. And they're gonna realize that their old ways don't open new doors. Their old way of doing things, and that's them not wanting to evolve or heal with you. And that's not gonna always look pretty. That's not gonna look perfect. That's just showing like you having the power to navigate through whatever it is you express. That doesn't mean you gotta harm people. That doesn't mean you gotta attack them, because people think that attacks it tells you in the word or whatever y'all read. This is a spiritual warfare against principalities in high and low places. This is a spiritual thing. And so a lot of people are becoming more aware of that, of why it is and what it is been hindering and holding them back. They'll see, it'll be revealed who has had their hands in certain things. And so what do you think the repercussions or consequences is for that? When someone know they could have helped you, when they know for the betterment, not just for you, not just for them, for everyone, to see your lineage and their lineage prosper, and to live in peace, and to live in balance. No, but what? And a lot of you are on these same lands where I'm talking about. So a lot of you that have these natural gifts, to where you know that some of the people, the dysfunctional families and shit, and that dysfunctionally consists of not just physical, verbal abuse and stuff like that. That also goes with those who know what they're doing, going to the root doctors, doing a lot of things that know that keeps their family in that dysfunction. Boy, there's a lot of justice being, and y'all don't realize the symbolism. When the planet is retrograde, it's a more spiritual sense. The elders say when the planet is retrograding, that's a moment not to just go inward and do the inner work and face the shadows, but it's also when it goes direct, it's a physical. Spirit and physical are one and the same, like a two-sided coin. So just know how a lot of what people have done doing these certain aspects, these transits astrologically, oh my God, it's not gonna be pretty for them going direct, because at this point it's nothing. There is no going back. As much as again, that could be the very challenge for a lot of people. But this is not. We are not here to carry other people's karma. This lifetime, we did not come here to carry mama, daddies, and everybody else's karma that they need to clear on a spiritual and soul level. And that's breaking free from that narrative of y'all people looking for a savior, looking for something to come in. And then some of the people that did come in, when they knew exactly what they were doing, just so they can pray on your wounds. They knew exactly. Some of the ones that didn't, and now they seeing your vision coming to fruition because your vision was connected to the divine. Your vision was connected to source. And you had unwavering faith. Even though you didn't see, you got the inklings, you got certain visions of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna live this life or whatever it is. But it was much more bigger. You had to go through the steps. You had to go through the warfare. You had to go through the blood, sweat, and tears. You had to go through the loneliness. You had to go through being stripped, not only physically of everything, but spiritually. To see the world anew, to create a new reality, a new world. Inwardly and outwardly. So there is no turning back and trying to save people. They have decided their fate. A lot of people have decided their fate, and a lot of them know they have cursed their lineage. Simply because folks wanted to really make you out to be whatever it is, and not realizing like who gave them the power, the jurisdiction, or authority to judge anyone. Now I forgot what verse it said. There is somewhere in there that says judge righteously, but that can be different for anyone. And I can look at that like if I'm acknowledging something within myself, and then if I love you and I care about you, what is it, baby? You want to watch another one? Mm-hmm. Okay, Daddy be in there in a minute, okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, we're going to take a bath in a minute, okay? So, and I'm glad she came here. That's another thing. Is like I was telling my partner, I was like, it's like you want so much to, not only do you have compassion for people, but you realize that their internal battle. Okay, baby. It's not so much you don't want to and have have compassion for people and help them. It's like they don't know what internal battle or war you are, going against, not only individually in your ancestral lineage that you're trying to face, but it's like the immediate judgment that comes and that's cast upon you, casting their illusions of what you should be, how you should be, trying to manipulate you through their, them probably not even realizing, or they do, through their manipulation, through their spells and whatever it is, trying to cast an illusion of all these things and not realizing like who you truly are and what you came here to do. And they could have had a part in that. You have it down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm okay, baby. It's healing now. That's when you and Daddy went on a walk and Daddy hit his leg, but he's all right.
Oh, you hit you, yeah, King. Mommy got you.
Yeah, I'm all right. And that's the thing. I was explaining to my partner, I was like, most people don't know what it is to do the shadow work or inner work or healing. And yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. So in doing that,
you can say it to your mind.
Yeah. So in doing that shadow work, again, you're facing spiritual warfare and things that, again, okay, thank you, baby. Things that people have no idea, the things that you've seen or become aware of or what have gone on in your lineage. Then in the process of that, you individually with your partner or whomever you co-created with, and this is most people aren't aware of, is that that your partner and a person are going or in or ongoing in spiritual warfare and whatever it is their mother, father went through and or their lineage. So no one gonna know the fucking depth of what you are going through or have experienced. And in you facing that and you coming into alignment and cracking down and sowing the seeds and toiling the lands, because in a spiritual sense, that's what that is. You are that farmer or person in a spiritual sense that have planted the seeds, sown the seeds upon your life, all the while facing your own spiritual warfare. And then doing that, you planted the seeds. Meaning that you righted your wrongs, or I would say took it upon yourself to acknowledge things within you, heal, accept those things, and moving forward. That is a seed sown. Certain spiritual generational curses that you're breaking that your seeds don't have to experience by you standing in your truth and authenticity, no matter who leaves, no matter what is removed. And then to still have people trying to attack, and they don't even realize that another form of witchcraft is speaking on someone, talking, thoughts and certain things. And we all have been, depending on who we are, have had our hand in that in some type of way, until you gradually realize that you are here to do something differently. So that which don't resonate no more will not resonate into what you're creating. So that goes back to realizing that curses have followed you until you realize that you are the gift and have always been the gift. You have always been the one that will choose to do better. So what do you think the judgment is for people who have made themselves to be your enemy? I was reading a verse, I forgot it specifically said this in the community, how it says you will see your enemies fall or whatever. And it's not in the sense where some celebrate like, oh, look at that. I've always told myself I won't do what they did. That may be different for everyone else, but I don't want to do what they did. I'm at peace with myself to where I know what it is to have been in their position. I can see it from polarity. But the things that I know people are doing, trying to play in people's energetic fields and certain things, and knowing that instead of trying to, you could have made and balanced things out karmically, in having that chance, but you still try to operate in an unrighteous or in a way to disrupt what this person and am I creating, not just for me, but for the generation that's come after. And you expect not that there not be judgment and consequences or balance. That's why karma operates. See, in you breaking generational curses, you're preparing for dharma. And people that don't want that and not clapping for that are the very people that are going to be left behind. Because they chose that. And they're choosing that. So everyone is chosen. They're just choosing to stay in the dark. They're choosing otherwise. So that's the thing about balancing out the scales. You choose not to have a heavy heart anymore. You choose to accept, forgive, let go, go into that dungeon and go into that darkness and fight fight those fight off those things that your generations and ancestral lineage have been going through. No one knows the depths of that. Only you know what has divine have shown to you. I expressed that to my partner. I said there's things in your lineage that you as a woman who you're healing, not only the matriarchal aspect of you, but you're healing the patriarchal aspect. And whatever your experience with the both of them, that energy is going to play out through both men and women and through your relationships and mirror back to you or reflect back to you what it is that you need to assess, what it is that you are here to change. And no one's exempt for that, not even myself. So it's not gonna look the same. But I'm very much aware, or you will come aware of that. There are karmics. Some people like to say karmics or people who are help aiding you. And karmics can be mothers, fathers, any of these titles who are trying to sometimes come in to help balance or give you a catalyst to what you're doing and preparing you and help aiding you into the light, whether they know it or not. And see, this is the thing that would be funny to me. It's like, you got certain beings or people that have gotten to this point is where no matter what you throw, no matter what you do, whether I see it in the spirit realm or whether the higher ups, and there's a divine intervention or the divine interceding right now with a lot of things, and there's nothing people can do right now. But a lot of them have chose to curse their own lineage when they come against you. This is written. It's what it is. And so we all, like, I even tell myself, by me, it's not so much choosing, well, you can say choosing better, but it's just about accepting the accountability it takes, even daily, recovering and restoring balance, peace, harmony back within myself. So I can come to balance and be neutral with that war within myself. So I don't project it. Because whatever I do consciously affects the princess. So guess what she does? Whatever she's learning, she's going to reenact through her lineage. You see how generationally? So for people to think that, to assume that you're supposed to be the same in these family dynamics and keep the same thing going, Lily, then they're bro, they messed up, bro. And there's nothing that no one can change right now. A lot of us are at a place, depending on where you are, there's no turning back at this moment. It's a moment to move forward and truthfully enjoy the fruits of your labor, your harvest. Again, those generational curses you breaking, you are also planting seeds. Your journey was not in vain. And so that goes for the same people, whether karmic or whatever, who choosing to stay in the dark and do whatever, dabbling and stuff. Those were seeds that they were planting. And so universal law is what you put out, you get back. So just know that your journey is not in vain. But playtime is over. A lot of us are moving forward to a blissful, harmonious reality while others choose to do otherwise. And that's not for us to decide. It was never meant for us. It was us to decide to move forward and continue to move forward. But, that's just what it is. But man, I'm telling you, a lot of you know exactly what you've done. And to even assume that you can run back, not realizing, like, a lot of us were literally divine justice. Whether we knew it until we came into our own awareness, we were divine justice for just as well as people were karmic justice or to balance out the scales. We were the same thing in other ways until a lot of us, baby, came into a deeper awareness of what it is we're here to do. So keep moving forward. I just want to relay that message like, hey, playtime is over. Because there's a lot of things that has to come to bring forth and restore balance. And that's just what it is. If I give y'all a channel song, go listen to Bob Marley, Natural Mystic. A lot of people knew exactly what they came here to do, and they were focused on their mission, and they aligned with it, and they embraced it because they knew it was bigger than what the story has been told here. So, y'all take care of yourself. Peace and blessings. Shalom.